Hi everyone, I am here with Unit 2, Lesson 5. We're going to be researching, as you have probably guessed, the millipede today. Okay, our learning target is I can organize my research into categories. So think about what categories are and why we need to organize our research. All right, for the first thing we're going to do is we're going to think about these questions. These are the ones we're going to be researching, but before we can research, we need to brainstorm what we already know. So if you could please think about the question, what does the millipede look like? What is its habitat? What are its predators? And how does the millipede use its body and behaviors to help it survive? Okay, so what's going to happen is we are going to complete the KWELS chart. We're going to do the E and the S sections. And you will find this, I'm going to do it on the screen. Okay. So I'm going to open it up and I'm going to think about what I'm sorry, lost my train of thought. The E, the evidence, and the source. Okay, so the source is where you found the information. So the book title, the web page, the page number, the article name, whatever. And the evidence is the actual proof from the text. So I'm just thinking about like what I know about how they look. I know their body's divided into segments. I know that they are brown. I know that they roll up into a ball, but that's kind of more of a behavior, right? So all those things are the things that I'm going to put here. I'm going to make sure I put them in the correct section. When we're doing this in class, you're probably already going to have these sections filled in because we will have done them in a previous lesson. And I think that's it for that piece. So you're then going to go ahead and actually, you're not going to need to write down what we wrote down because we're going to give you that copy. Okay. So then you're going to write in your module workbook on page 79 the E and the S for the ostrich. So it's going to look like this. And you're going to fill in these two columns. Once you've done that, come back to the lesson. Okay, now it is time to research the millipede, and we are going to record our research, and we're going to pay attention very carefully to make sure that we're going to pay attention to what we're doing because you're going to do this with the ostrich in an upcoming lesson, okay? I'm going to pause you for just a second. Okay, so let's get our research done. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to use some pieces that we have already looked at for the millipede. We're going to reread Fight to Survive, and we're going to reread the millipede webpage that we've already seen. And what we're going to do is I'm going to click on John since I'm John. What we're going to do is we're going to come to this graphic organizer, and we're going to fill in the things that we learned about the millipede. Now, I'm going to do it online, okay? And I'm going to do it here, and you're going to just follow along because you're going to do this in your next lesson with ostrich. Okay, so we're in one of the next lessons. So I'm going to go to Fight to Survive. I've got it right here. And I am going to reread and Fight to Survive. And if we're in class, you're doing this with me. But if you're doing this independently, then you're going to have to do it by yourself. You need to reread through Fight to Survive. We've already read it. And as you read, you are going to underline anything you see about the millipede. Okay, so here I see this is all about millipede. The yellow-spotted millipede produces a toxic fluid when threatened. It's poisonous and it stinks. It says, like other animals that taste or smell bad, the yellow spots on the outside of the millipede's body send a clear warning about the poison inside its body. Okay, so I know that it produces a toxic fluid, and it has a foul smell, and it has crazy coloring. So that way, that keeps the millipede from being eaten, hopefully. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my page and I'm going to write Fight to Survive as a source. And I'm going to put that under defense mechanisms. So this would be empty. I'm going to type defense mechanism here. Okay. All right. Hang tight 1 second. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. And we're going to move on. Okay, so I'm filling this in, and in class, we're doing this together, and you are going to pay close attention. But if you are watching this independently, then, like I said, you're just going to have to research some of those things independently. Okay, after we do this Fight to Survive, we're also going to look at this animal website, the Millipede website that we saw before. It's coming up on my computer here. Now, we need to look for any information that this has that is different from Fight to Survive, okay? Because this is specifically about the millipedes, so it's going to probably have some more millipede stuff that the Fight to Survive article did not. Look here. I see location already. I can record that in the general. So it's habitat. Okay. So these are the places we can find it. We know specifically that it lives in moist micro habitats. Okay. So under rocks and vegetation and leaf litter and things like that. Okay. If you have a pile of leaves outside, if you rake them to the side and you look at the bottom, you're going to probably see that there are some millipedes and centipedes and bugs at the very bottom against the ground because they love that moist, wet soil. So I'm going to record those things here as well as anything else I find in this website that was not on the Fight to Survive. And I want you to think about where else we could find information. We could find information in our animal behaviors book. We've read quite a few pages together. You can look back in the sections we've read and see if there's anything about the millipede that we could record on this graphic organizer that we've been working through today. Like I said, you don't have to write that stuff down, but you do need to be prepared that you're going to have to do the same thing. So if writing it down would be helpful for you, then do it. We are going to attach the filled out copy for you so that you have access to viewing that later. So don't stress if you didn't write it down. We will have that copy for you then. All right, friends, hope you enjoyed EL today. Have a great afternoon.